What is happening, guys? Welcome on back. So today we're going to be taking out Embar Ruins, the second area of the game, all the way up to the Viper boss. Now, we'll talk about Viper more when we get there, but first off, go to your Nexus. As you see too, we did go and farm the entire Soul Eater set. So on the end of the last episode, I recommended you go farm at least a couple pieces of this set, and then you could either do a couple pieces of this set and then a couple pieces of the Fallen, the ice one, the Yatuga one, right here, Frozen Mountains, the Frozen Mountain set. So you can either do the Frozen Mountain or the Soul Eater set. I decided to just do the Soul Eater set. I killed the Blade Phantom about like 8 or 9 times, and I had his entire set pretty easily. So just go through whatever weapon you're using too. If you want to use Phantom Judgment, make sure you're using the Soul Eater set on that as well. Also, some things before we get going, let's talk about. I don't know if we talked about this yet, but if we go down to Khazan's memories, this is not just lore. This is also how you level through the game. So if you see on this screen at the bottom, it says upgrade stats. When you click on this, it gives us 3 things we can level into the game: stamina damage increase, and damage multiplier. Now, every one of these is important. By the end of the game, you will have pretty much everything filled up. I don't know if we will necessarily, because we're not going to be doing all the content in the game. But if you did everything in the game, these will all be filled up by the end of the game. But to collect these, you have to go through the levels and collect the lore pieces. So if you're ever missing a lore piece, it's going to come up here and show you that you're missing one in here. And if that's the case, you should probably go back and try to find that, and that will give you an opportunity to get another level. So just so you know, and you do have to go back and collect these too. So you have to hover over them just like that, and then that'll collect them. So we have 19 points we can use. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade that. We're just going to spread out our points. So we're going to do 2, 2. We're just going to spread out everything as we go along. They're all important. No one is important than the other. So we're just going to go through and do that. And then before we leave, actually that's it. Once we're good, then we're going to go to the Charnock Mountain Range. And we're going to head out to the Embar Ruins, Forgotten Temple. Overall, this area is not too bad. There's a few annoying areas, but there's some parts we're just going to be running through, obviously, because this is the easy guide. This is not a 100% guide, so you will not be getting everything. But I will show you the easiest way to get through this level. Go ahead and start and get the first Nexus. And if you haven't leveled, make sure and level. Just to show you my stats, after farming the Blade Phantom for a bit for his set, I do have the 20-20-20 split. I do recommend having the 20-20-20 before leveling proficiency. Once you get these leveled up, then you can start putting in extra points to proficiency, because that will be leveling our spear from here on. And now we're going to go ahead. There's going to be 2 dudes that pop up here. Now these are going to be your first encounter with Undead. Undead, they have to be double tapped after they're dead, so they're going to be having that purple glow. Basically, when they have that purple glow, just tap them and they'll be dead. Later on, we'll get an upgrade that kills them after, like, we won't have to do that double tap. They'll be just dead right there. But for now, we do have to do that because it's going to be a bit till we get that. And then we're going to go back this path first, back here. There's going to be a couple dudes that pop up here. Back here first, kill this one that pops up close to you. Get rid of him. And then take this dude out. The archer back there, don't worry about him right now. I know I'm breaking Soul's logic. Usually you take out the archer first. But in this case, we're going to take out those dudes first. And we're going to take out the archer last. Then go ahead and grab the item. That's going to give you your Vitality Tome. The blacksmith will be able to craft Vitality Shards. So these shards right here, your blacksmith will be able to craft those once we get the blacksmith much, much later on. And then we're going to go down this path on the right, just for some more loot. And then we're going to go down the progression. So progression is this guy right over here. First off, before we do anything, we're going to go in our skill tree. We're going to go into common, and we're going to take off one of our things in spear. So let's see here. What am I not using right now? Let's just take off. Sure, I'll take off you, and I'll put this into javelin, and we want this right here. Undead enemies defeated with a javelin will not rise again. So it sounds just like it says. Basically, when we use this to kill undead, they will not rise. We don't have to double tap them. So go ahead and turn that on, and then go ahead and snipe the Mr. Archer over there, and he'll stay dead. Take him out, and then we're going to run right over here. There's going to be an undead walking down here. Just wait for him to get to you. Take him out. Make sure and double tap him. And then there's going to be a couple more that pop up here. Come up over here. I usually like to kill them like that and then come back, kill them the second time, just so I can make sure they're all dead. And go ahead and loot your stuff. The point now, too, if you are using one of the upgraded sets that I told you to farm, we do not constantly need to go through now and look at our gear and be like, oh, I need to replace this. We can just keep on the gear we have. Also, I do recommend locking your gear. If you tab on it and just press X, if you're on Xbox, that will lock your gear so you can't dismantle it by accident. That will come in later. Very handy. And also, too, so you don't throw it into Lacrima from Okasana if you wanted to use her. Up here, there's going to be a few things that happen, so we're going to walk up here and we're going to engage with all the enemies, and then we're going to bring them back. So once they all rise, we're going to come back here. We're going to fight them over here. And then take out the archer. Once again, take out the archer last. Once they are all dead, then you can go over here. This looks like a path, but it's not. There's nothing down there, so if you can just move forward. There's a dude up here. Now, this is going to be a little bit stronger of an undead. Has a big, you know, log kind of that he swings. We're going to wait for him to actually swing the log, and then we're going to attack. Just hold up block, and then attack. So, they hit hard. Just be careful, but they're very, very slow. And then up here, we're just going to take a left. Pop through here. That's going to give us our first Soulstone. And we're going to come back this way. Make our way up through here. There's really nothing up here, so don't worry about exploring too much right through here. Over here, there is a sword dude. We'll take him out in a second. But first, we're going to go over here. There's going to be an undead that pops up right back here. So, take him out. Another one of the big ones, so you can kind of back up. I could have probably killed them there, but these guys, you can just back off, let them swing once, and then come in and kill them. That's the best way to take those dudes out. Go ahead and grab your loot. And don't engage with the big dude over there. We're going to leave him go for just a little bit. And I'll talk about him before we engage with him. Go ahead and grab that. And these are the pieces that allow you to level up and stuff after a level with the memories. So it's really cool that this game gives you points of lore, and if you go through and collect those lore, that's how you actually level your damage and whatnot. So here we're going to pop through here, and we're going to lock onto him, and we're going to charge over and take him out. And as you see, before I attack, all I'm doing is a dodge. So I'm running up, dodging, and attacking, just so I can get that fast attack out. You can also just run up and hit it, but there's a second delay. Sometimes that delay will get you knocked out if they are an enemy that's not an archer. So right here, before we jump down here, we're going to snipe this dude right here. Kill him. Then we're just going to drop down. We're going to walk a little bit forward, and we're going to take out these dudes. Don't get overly aggressive here. Just, you know, take your time. Take those dudes out. Take those dudes out. And then go ahead and grab the Lacrima after that. Then we're just going to run back out through here. And we're going to open the temple doors. Go ahead and grab the Nexus. And do some leveling. So like I said, we are going to start leveling proficiency, getting more damage into our spear. There's some loot over here to the left. Go ahead and grab that. And then we're going to run back out. And we're going to fight this dude with the sword. Now, this is going to be one of your first hardest enemies to deal with in the game. This dude made me rage in my Let's Play when I first met him, just because his swings are so off and whatnot. We're actually going to use some consumables that we get here, so we're going to actually use some fire on him. So go ahead and use some Fire Spirits fuel, and then we're going to chuck that at him. So a couple of these, light him up just to soften him up a little bit. And now this guy, honestly, just hold down block and try to get some dodges in there too, or some brinks. Wait for him to do some damage and then just back off. If he gets too aggressive, just keep attacking him. And this is why we have Phantom Judgment. I didn't use it there, but Phantom Judgment, I'll explain that here. So Phantom Judgment is one skill that I highly recommend having with this set. If you did go and get the Soul Eater set, you now have this called Phantom Judgment. So Phantom Judgment, let me get to the right one here. Right here, this will reset the duration of an enemy's exhaustion meter. So this skill can be used each time an enemy becomes exhausted. So anytime you can do a brutal attack, what this does is you can pop this. I highly recommend turning this on and equipping it. I have it equipped to Y and RT. I just feel like it's easy to remember that way. Basically, whenever they're exhausted, they have that little dot on them. Press this and it will reset their meter. So how I like to do it is I attack them after they're exhausted. Once their meter is almost out, then I use this. It resets the gauge, attack them again, and then one more brutal attack. You can get a monstrous amount of damage in. That's another reason I said to farm the Soul Eater set, because this is going to make your life a lot easier come the bosses that we have to face. So highly recommend picking that up. We do have a skill point too, so we're going to go ahead and put that back into something here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Vital Strike, that's always a good one to have. We're going to put this back on 0 point. 0 point's always good to have as well, because you can go into 0 point right after Vital Strike. So RT while sprinting or dodging, and then you can go right into 0 point from that with RB. So that's pretty nice to have. Anyway, though, go ahead and grab the chest. And like I said before, you know, you don't have to kill him. That's something I wanted to show you how to kill him, but it's not needed by any means. You could have just moved on with your life and not even killed him. The reason we did, though, too, is also just to show you, you know, the different difficulty of enemies. You're going to face these dudes later on, and you will need to learn how to fight them eventually, so I highly recommend engaging with this stuff and practicing to get better. This is a game that is, you know, skill-based, and you just have to practice until you can get better. So before we walk into the temple here, we're going to turn on our lantern. That way we can see a little bit better. Go ahead and move on up. As we walk in here, what we're going to do is we're going to walk back here. We're going to go behind this pillar, and then we're going to pop some Assassin's Elixir. Let's go ahead and pop that. And now we're going to sneak up on the middle dude, get a backstab, and then kill the one on the left, and kill the one on the right. Do some blocks, wait till he exhausts himself, and then just kill him as well. Then go ahead and grab the Lacrima. Then we're going to make our way off to the right-hand side here. We're going to take out this dude with a ranged, and then we're going to run in here and take out the archer. And back here, we'll have another Soulstone in that corner. And we're just going to come over here and loot that. And then run out through there. Now we're going to run up here. There's going to be a dude right at the top of the stairs here. We're going to get him to kind of come down to us because we don't want the other dude on the other side to see us. So we're going to have him come down. Just wait for him to get to the stairs. Once he gets to the stairs, you can engage after that. I'm going to block a little bit just so he can exhaust himself. And then once we kill him, we're going to run up and get this guy right off the bat. So dodge and attack him and kill him. Then we're going to run back to this side. And there's going to be a dude sleeping right over here. We're going to take him out. So right over here, we're going to zoom in on him. And we're going to try to hit his head if we can. That's going to kill him. Right behind here is going to be an archer. We're just going to run back here. Take him out real quick. And then some loot. Then we're going to go inside this little thing right here. Don't walk through the middle because that is a trap. We're going to go around the trap. Go ahead and grab that. And then we're going to run straight back out. Right up. And we're going to make our way to the left here. So to the left, we're going to look over top here. And we're going to try to lock onto this dude's head if we can. Sometimes you can get him, sometimes you can't. Right? We're waiting till this dude pops his head up right there. And once you lock on, try to get his head right there. There's two dudes over there. If we can kill one, it makes our life a lot easier. Wait till he shoots, then just go and attack the other one. From here, we're just going to drop down, and we're going to get ready to meet our merchant for the game. Go ahead and grab this lacrima first. And this is the bard. I highly recommend listening to his story. As you go through the game, we'll meet him more, and he'll continue to give you a story. His story is very good, so highly recommend listening to it, but we're just going to go through it. Just go through that. And this is an achievement, too. So you do, if you want this achievement, you do want to talk to him, go through all his stories every time you run into him. Then his shop. So a few things we can buy here that make our life easier. We can buy all the poison cleanses. We can buy all the plague cleanses. I'd recommend picking up a few assassin's elixirs too, maybe like 5 or 6. And then a concentrated water essence. We definitely want to buy these. And then fire cleanse potion, buy all those. These are things that you can use to reset an attribute. So if you say you were going through the game and you decided you no longer wanted proficiency, you wanted to go into greatsword, you could use this and it would clear all the stats and return any lacrima used, and you could respec into greatsword. So just something to remember. You can always buy these. They're 10,000. This merchant will always be here, so you can always come back in the level to see him. So just something there I wanted to note. Vitality Spear, we don't really need to buy these. We don't use these all too often right away. There's some bosses later on we kind of do, but not right away. And like I said, the Assassin's Elixirs are always beneficial to have. But anyway, though, we're going to go up here, and we're going to get our first Netherworld Energy upgrade. So this is going to upgrade our health flask to now 4. And then from there, we can just drop on down. Now we're going to go back up the same way we came. Back up through here. We're going to run all the way down over here. There's going to be another one of these dudes to the here. You're going to take his head, do a headshot. It should insta-kill him. And then go ahead and here and kill him. And you see these little scrappy dudes can get you if you're not careful. I was getting a little aggressive there. Go ahead and loot all that stuff. And then we're just going to make our way over here. And then the big staircase. So the big staircase, we got a few things to worry about here. We've got, we zoom in with this. We've got one of these dudes up there, right? Where is he at? So we got a big dude up there. Don't worry about him right away. We're more worried about the other dude, the spiky dude. He's not walking by either. It's okay. We'll take out this dude first. Just take him out. There we go. This dude right here is somebody we do have to worry about a little bit. Go ahead and get some ranged attacks on him to soften him. Go ahead and get some attacks in. If they get on you, I highly recommend blocking. Do not try to brink guard them. They're too fast. Unless you're very skilled at brink guarding them, they are very just difficult to deal with. I recommend backing up, using javelins to take them out, and also just blocking, waiting till they give you opportunity to take them out. Over here, there's going to be one more archer over here. Right over here. Go ahead and take him out. Of course, I exhausted all my spirit. And then the big dude coming down, don't be very scared of him. He's actually very simple to take out. Very, very easy. So we're just going to let him come down here. And this dude's very slow at swinging. All we're going to do is hold down block, and we're going to dodge when he gets hits. And then, of course, I messed that up because I'm recording. Dodge, and then hit. Do the same thing again. Dodge, and then hit. And then this, all you have to do is counter that anytime he swings. That's just an easy counter. Go ahead and take him out. He should be almost dead. Just finish him off. But yeah, these ones are very easy. We do fight ones later on, not this level, but the next level, that are very fast, and we do have to brink them. But this one, since it just swings big, just dodge to the left last minute, attack, dodge to the left last minute, and then when they do the counter attack, time it right, and you'll be good. Very, very easy enemy to take out. And then we're going to run up here to the top, and we're just going to run over to the elevator. And go ahead and take this long elevator down. This elevator is extremely long.
Can you feel it? Of course not. You're just a mortal.
So,
But it's down here.
we can go ahead and put on the water essences here. We're going to use these really soon. So go ahead and put those on. I'm going to go ahead and put fire enhancers on too. That'll be nice to have for this next area. The main thing is not getting overwhelmed by those Dragonkin soldiers. The Dragonkin, if a lot get on you at one time, they can kill you very fast and very easily. But as long as you can break situations down into 1 or 2 enemies only, and using ranged attacks as well, it's not too bad. Okay, so we can't quite get a level yet. I'm actually going to pop a little bit to get a level, just so I don't have to worry about losing anything if we do die. So I'm going to use Soul Tear Dust. I'm going to go ahead and pop that so I can get that level. And that should be enough. Not quite. I think when it turns gold. Yeah. So when it turns gold is when you can level. I forgot about that. So go ahead and upgrade. I'm going to continue to upgrade proficiency, get more damage. And then we're going to talk to Daphrona. So Daphrona is like your firekeeper in this game.
Blade Phantom. No, and I fascinate.
Go ahead and talk to her, run through all the dialogue.
But they all, Lord, the drag that device. Have you seen some type you cut?
And then unleash Soulstones. So when you're unleashing Soulstones, you can get 2 things. You can either get Lacrima gain 2%, which is soul gain, or health recovery. We always want to choose health recovery. We want to max health recovery out, because at the end of the game, if you do all of them, you can have a 30% increase in health, which is pretty good when you think about it. And the gun max spirit as well. So we're going to gain a spirit level. So she's one that you definitely want to upgrade and talk to her very frequently. But anyway, though, we're going to move on. Here, we're going to go peek around the corner. We're going to get him to see us. And then we're going to have him come fight us over here. Because we got another one coming right after that. We're going to let this dude attack a couple times. Exhaust himself. And then take him out. There's no loot over there. There's none over there. Now we're going to fight another bigger dude. This dude can be problematic, but he's definitely... highly recommend you learn how to fight him, though, because the final boss in this area is very similar to this dude. We can make our lives a little bit easier, though. We're going to use Fire Enhancer, and we're also going to use these Concentrated Water Essences. We're going to pop one on right here. And then we're going to wait till he jumps, block that, throw a couple more. Now we're going to just fight him. Get attacks in. Now, I'm doing this sloppy for a reason. I want to show you that you can do all these elites by not even playing all that good. But now, as you see, we have Phantom Judgment. We don't need it, so I'm not going to use the Spirit. But Phantom Judgment, I could have kicked that in and it would have reset it his bar, but it would have killed him though as well. So it would have just been a waste of Spirit. So now, if you wanted to, you could open this door and go in there and get some Lacrima, but it's not worth it. There is a lot of enemies. There's an archer, and it's just, if you wanted to go do it, you could do it, but if I'm just leaving that up to you. This is the easy guide. I want to make things as easy as possible for you, so we're just going to let that go. You can always come back to later and gather these things that you missed if you want to, when you're much stronger. But anyway, though, we're going to come up here. Now, this area can be a little sketchy. We want to take this dude out first. And once we take him out, then we want to use some Assassin's Elixir so we don't have the archer see us. We want to sneak up on these dudes back here and get a backstab on one of them. Now the archer will see us engage with him, not a problem. If that does happen, the archer, as you see, is over there right across. He's going to be shooting at us. We're just going to wait. Lock on. And take him out. Now there's going to be another one of those dragonkin sleeping over there. This one is one of those that you definitely want to try to use javelin if you can, because otherwise he can kind of wreck you. Go ahead and attack him, and you might get lucky and just kill him. That's cool. In my walkthrough prep, I had to fight him actually, but we lucked out. Go ahead and loot everything here. And now you're going to see a couple statues that are lit up. This one and this one over here. We need to turn these so they face inward. This one takes 3 turns, I think, and the other one takes 2 turns. There's one, and then just turn this one as well. And that's going to raise the whole platform. Once the platform is raised, we can jump down and then go up. So the reason we're going up here is to turn on this machine, which is going to then bring down those gates right there. There's 3 machines total that we have to turn on during this mission. And then I give you an option. So if you wanted to, you could go back here. The only reason to go back here is there's a chest to get 40 battered blades. There is also a spear back there too, a Frozen Mountain spear, but that you can also get that from Yatuga. Other than that, there's no reason to go back there. So it's up to you. But like I said, why do some extra things when you don't need to? Anyway, though, we're going to go down the ladder, and then we're going to go right to the next nexus. Right over here through this little cavern area, the nexus will be waiting. And go ahead and level if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. Yeah, so I had wrote down in my notes, Frozen Mountain Spear, Battered Blade 40, and Earth Enhancers were up there if you so choose to go back in that area. There's 2 archers back there if you decide to go back there, and there's also 1 dragonkin, or a couple undead back there as well. But otherwise, nothing is needed back there. So let's continue on through here. If we go backwards, there's going to be a couple dudes here on the stairs. I would recommend saving your spirit here. Just engage these dudes. Because we do need 1 javelin up here if we could have it. 1 javelin will be really nice here. So if we go here, we want to zoom in and we want to hit this barrel right there. That barrel is going to blow up. That's going to weaken this dude. Then we're going to come back through down here. Just let everything reset so they don't wake up and chase us. And then I'm also going to pop a spirit thing here. So these small spirit ores, they will actually give us spirit. We get these throughout the game. And then we're going to take out that one that we just did. So that big one right there, that's the one we want to kill. That's the one we're worried about. Headshot him, kill him, and then the other ones will just follow these little smaller dudes. There's going to be an archer over here then. Just run, strafe him. This one will blow up, so don't attack through that. Back up. and that's just going to kill him. Then go ahead and loot. And then we're going to go down this ladder right here, pick up some more loot. I think these are some willpower orbs, if I remember right. Yep, a couple of willpower orbs. Always a good thing to pick those up. And now we're going to go through another really bullshitty area. This area can really suck if you're not careful. I'll tell you what's here, and you can decide if you want to pick it up. So there's a chest in here that has okay, chest in here. Let me find that. So the chest has the whole set of the Ashen Wolf set. So if you don't have Ashen Wolf yet, this is a nice set. It does give you health recovery increase. It does give you an extra Netherworld energy. So if you're struggling with the boss of this area, you know, this could be nice to pick up, but you might already have this though too. So that's another thing. But that chest up there will give you a full set of that. There's also some Lacrima in this area. Other than that, there's really nothing here. So my recommendation is just kind of run through this area. I would pop on some Assassin's Elixirs, and then we're just going to go through this. See, the Archer still sees us. So the Assassin's Elixirs don't work all that well. We're going to pop him, kill this dude. We're going to get this dude to come over here. We're not going to engage with him. We're going to wait till the big one walks by. We're going to hold up block. Once he's by, we're going to run right by this dude and run right on through. If you wanted to go through up top to get the chest, I highly recommend taking out the archers. And then there's one dude over there too that you'd want to take out right there before the chest. But like I said, all that stuff is completely optional. None of that is needed. Just continue moving on, and we're going to worry about our next thing here, which is our first actual elite. So elite enemies is going to tell you and prompt you here what elite enemies are. Right here. Elite enemy, it's going to tell you what they are. These things you'll be finding through levels. Some of them will have good loot, some of them will have scrolls that you get, and some of them won't really have much at all. But I'll tell you which ones you should kill and which ones you shouldn't even worry about. But I do recommend practicing and trying to take out as many as you can, because they do award you with quite a bit of stuff. This one is very easy to take out. We're just going to fight this one the same way we did the other one. Wait till he gives a swing, so hold down. Don't overexhaust your stamina if you get hit. Same thing, wait for him to do that big swing, that's when we can get a lot of damage in. Just hold down block. And this is easy, just time that. And then right here we have Phantom Judgment, so we're going to use Phantom Judgment. Actually, we're not going to worry about it. We really don't need it. It would just be a waste. It would have been a waste of spirit. You could have tried Phantom Judgment there if you needed it, but in all honesty, really, probably not needed. Then you can go up here and we got more statues to turn. So here we have a few. We have this one to turn. We have this one and that one. We have to turn all these so they're facing inward. This one takes 3 turns. This one takes 2 turns. Or actually, no, that one only takes 1 turn. This one takes 2 turns. And then that's going to pop up this. That's going to lower that. So there's a Soulstone over there. Something I do want to talk about too is if you don't always want to use a javelin to use spirit to take these out, you could easily throw rocks too. So how you do that is you just line your character up with the rock, or with the Soulstone. So line it straight up. So if you go right here and then walk slowly in and point yourself like this, you can easily just chuck a rock and that will also break it. So if you ever want to aim with rocks, that's how you do it. You just aim with your character straight ahead of the object and then have your camera lined up with it, like right above his head, and that's how you throw rocks and break those. Something you should know later on if you don't want to always use spirit to break those. And then pull the machine. This will be your second machine that you pull. There'll be one more machine that we have to turn off. Once you turn that machine off, we're just going to go down the stairs here. There's a couple undead here. I'm gonna chuck a rock at this one and see if I can get his attention. Oh, maybe not. Alright. I'm just gonna do that. Just take him out like that. And then the other one will just fight normal. Two of these dudes at once can be a little overwhelming, so feel free to do what I did. And then just get some loot back here. And then we're going to go rest. So the Nexus that we were at before, this just opened up a shortcut to that. So we're going to run back here. That's where we're going to go next after the Nexus. But first we're going to go rest over here where we previously were. So that's where we had gone up. Nexus is right over here. We should be able to get a level here. Not quite. We're getting close. We could pop some soul tier dust for the 800. We might as well. Just because this area can get sketchy. Should only take a couple anyway. 3. Yeah. And then proficiency. Also, too, make sure you are still using Keshta. This is something I talked about last episode. We do definitely want to be using Keshta. Level him up as fast as possible. But anyway, though, we're going to go back the same way we came. And now we're going to go turn off the machine number 3. The final machine. So over here where you see these purple, like it's purple glow, 2 statues right here, that's where we want to go down next. We're going to go down through here. There's going to be a couple undead down here. You can choose to kill whichever one you want. There's 3 of them lying here. Once you shoot one, the rest are going to get up. So I'm just going to shoot the one in the middle. And then I'm going to let the other ones come up here and we'll fight on the staircase. Although I might only have to fight one at a time. Oh, the other one's coming too. No problem. We'll just let him come here. We'll strafe this dude. And we'll take them out. Make sure and always double tap. And now we have another one of those sword dudes again. We can run by them, or you can fight them. If you want to run by them, what you're going to do is you're going to lead them over here, and then you're going to run around the circle and go over there. But we're just going to take them out, though. I mean, this dude shouldn't be all that hard. I do recommend, too, like I said, getting better at fighting these things. You can also use some water essence if you wanted to. 3 swings, get some attack damage in. Don't overcommit. This is just an instant hit. And just take him out. Fire does really good against those dudes if you're struggling. And you can always block too instead of just brink guarding. Brink guarding is obviously the key. Once you get brink guarding down, that is the way to play this game. But blocking, you know, and managing your stamina is always an option as well. The goal should always be to break the stamina of the enemy that you're facing. Over here, there's going to be nothing. Over here, there's going to be a chest. Go ahead and grab that. And then we're going to work our way through here. And we're going to turn off the last machine. Once the last machine is done, these are going to drop. This is going to rise.
We've stopped the energy escaping.
And we're going to fight a little mini-boss here. So what we're going to fight here is called a Revenant. Revenant of Adversity. So these Revenants we can fight throughout the game. If you want to use them, you can then once you fight them, you can use them for boss fights. They're like little spirits that you can summon. Just know that you won't get the achievement for going through the entire game if you use a summon at any time. So just make note of that. If you ever get stuck on a boss and you're like, oh, I want to summon, if you do summon, that does knock you out of the achievement for no summons. This thing is really, really easy to fight. It's not aggressive at all. It does block a lot, which is super annoying. My recommendation is just kind of break a stamina. We just want to get some attacks on and just back off. If we get close to breaking a stamina, we would definitely want to press on that. But don't overcommit though, because if you overcommit, they can actually do a critical on you as well. So make note of that, because if they do a critical, they sometimes can one-shot you. Once we unlock more skills too, this game becomes extremely easier. As you see, I used Phantom Judgment there. All I did was use that skill I had talked about. So this is going to talk about the Netherworld Rift. These rifts that you see, I recommend reading that, but the red ones are the ones you can fight, and by boss doors will be gold, and those will be the ones that you can summon for help if you so choose to. You also use the, when you kill those revenants too, you can also use their little revenant spirits to level your own spirit to make it stronger too throughout the game. And I'll go over that later, how you do that.
Has become stagnant. Most are spiteful, malicious creatures, desiring only to fight. But some might give help if you have something to offer.
Yep, just like Blade Phantom said, if you offer the spirits that you get from them, the lacrimas, you can then use them in boss fights. So for example, we killed that one, we got the Lacrima of Circulation. Every time you kill one of those, you get Lacrima of Circulation. Those are what you use to level and also summon during summon fights. Go ahead and pull this lever. That's going to activate this door on this side. And then go ahead and open the door. We're going to go ahead and pop an Assassin's Elixir here. We're going to sneak up on him. Then we're just going to stay on him. He's basically staggered right now, so we're just going to keep pressing RB until he's dead. Once we get more endurance too, this will become extremely easy as well. Over here, there's going to be a couple dudes in here. I recommend killing that one and then taking out the other one. Wait for him to do his 5 swings and then punish. And then go ahead and loot and pull the lever. And that will activate the door completely. So as you see, this is the same elevator we had taken originally down when we first met Daphrona. This is the stairs that we originally came up. This is all that same area. This is just that boss door that we had to go around in there to open that gate on this side. But now we have the boss Nexus. So let's go ahead and level here. If you can. Definitely, you know, proficiency is the way to go if you can level. If you can't, not a big deal. If you want to, you can go into Khazan's memories, upgrade stats again. If you have any stat points that you've found, you can go through those and collect those real quick. But if not, then I recommend looking at your skill tree if you can add any skills here. Let's see what we can do. So at this point, we're trying to open up things here, open up opportunity here. Chaser's not bad. Also to decrease the cost of guarding, dodging, decrease the cost of dodging this one as well. This is a very good one to pick up this early on. So I'm going to just put my point into that. And now we have the boss. We have Viper. So Viper is your first skill check of the game. He is a 2-phased fight, 2 health bars. His first phase just practice deflex. He's going to be very similar to that very first dude that was swinging the spear around that I had mentioned before. He's going to be doing that. And you can also, if you wanted to, use this skill in common called Reflection. Reflection is a good way to go about this fight if you're good at timing it. Reflection's just basically a parry. If you're not good at parries, though, I'm going to do this without showing you the reflection way, because reflections are hard to get, and this is an easy guide. So I want to make this as easy as possible for you guys. So we're just going to do normal brink guarding. So we're going to practice as brink guards, and I'm going to say, too, you're probably going to die a few times this fight. This fight's not going to, you're not going to get it the first time. Even on my walkthrough prep, it took me a couple tries even to get down a good method for you guys to use here. Halfway through the fight, though, he's going to go into a little tornado. He's going to come out of that tornado, and then he jumps at you. Use dodge or moonlight, or use dodge to use moonlight to punish him right then. He's going to have one dash move that you have to dodge last minute. If you break his horn, he will be stunned for a bit, so if you attack his head. And then phase 2, when he gets a second health bar, don't be too aggressive on this phase. Let him attack and just dodge around him, get attacks in when you can, and only commit when you see an opportunity. Halfway through this fight, he will turn the lights off. Your goal here is basically to dodge or brink guard last minute when he comes flying at you. He's hard to see. Watch his eyes. His eyes are the thing to pay attention to. And he has one counter attack that comes out extremely slow. It's about a 2-second count, and then 1,000, 2,000 hit, and that will connect it to hit almost every time. And that's about it. This is a difficult fight. This is, like I said, the first skill check of the game. But with enough practice, I know you guys can do it. Let's get to it. And right here, if you wanted to summon, you could summon. Just know that's going to knock you out of the achievement.
What is that powerful energy? The leader of the dragonkin, perhaps?
That energy I can sense. It feels like his Mars. But how can that be?
You can also use Fire Essence too on this fight. That's also another good thing to use if you wanted to. But right here, this is... First moveset's very similar though. So I'm going to hold up block. I'm going to hit the first one. Parry. Or deflect. Get some attacks in. So we're just kind of... The first goal is to just learn this dude. Learn his attacks. Learn what you can brink. Don't overcommit. Always watch your stamina bar. Just so he throws that, just block that or dodge. And now we got this. We're going to use Phantom Judgment here. I totally messed that up. Pressed it wrong. It's okay though. This we want to back out. Heal. If you're too far away, he won't jump. Or if you're too close in, he won't jump. It's up to you if you want him to jump. If you're far out, he will jump. This is a dodge to the right. That's a good opportunity for damage. You always want to stay pretty close to him, too. If you're far away, he's going to do a lot of range stuff. This is a... Let's hold that down on that one. This is a dodge, last minute. And this is whatever you choose. If you want to brink dodge it, you can get a moonlight. It's just a dodge last minute. This time I'm not going to mess up. I'm going to use Phantom Judgment. I'm going to reset that bar. As you see the damage that can cut out with Phantom Judgment, that's why I recommended you farm the Soul Eater set, because of that. It just will make your life so much easier. See, I staggered him by blocking him all that time, so, and that's the dangerous part. You don't want to overcommit. I'm just gonna block this. I'm gonna block that again, just to show you a couple of ways you can go about this. Take your time though. First phase, you know, get those brink guards down, attack when you can. I did that pretty sloppy. Now this phase, same thing. Back up when he gets his hand stuck, that's when you can attack. He's going to do a 1-2 there. This is that 1-2, and that's that counterattack. Always make sure and hit that counterattack. This is where we can get the most damage off. If we keep staggering him, we can stagger him through a full entire stamina there. And then back off. Don't get too aggressive. Like I said, never overcommit in this fight. That's a good way, when he gets his hand stuck there for that brief moment, that is definitely a time you want to get some attack damage in. And go. It's that 2 seconds. Get that 2 seconds, and then we're also going to use Phantom Judgment. Reset the bar. That's going to bring us into halfway. So now he's going to turn off the lights. This part's a little hard. I recommend healing up if you want, if you haven't. And then hold down block and dodge. Watch the eyes. This is the hardest part of the fight without question. Just watch the eyes. Watch out for the second explosion, then you can get some attacks in while he's doing his roar. Then he's going to go back into the regular second phase. He's going to do some leaps. Watch out for the backhand. That's some excellent opportunity right there. And dodge. Dodge again for that second one, then get some more attacks in. We got Phantom Judgment going on here. Go ahead and activate that. Get him close to death, and then go ahead and kill him. And that's Viper. The main thing is just not being too aggressive on that second phase. Just watching his eyes, being very careful, playing it safe, keeping your cool. And trust me, you probably won't do that first try. That fight's going to take a while to learn. And I'll show you a couple tips you can do back at Crevice here once we get there to get better at that fight. So go ahead and run through Blade Phantom stuff. And then go ahead and move to Crevice. Honestly, don't get down on yourself. I died to that dude so many times in my Let's Play. If you want to see me get angry and rage, go watch my Let's Play of that episode, because I was raging.
The realm of the living is it seen by the authority.
But anyway, that's going to open up the realm to the living. So now our Crevice has two places that are connected to each other. We have the Netherworld region, and then we have the Alive region. So right here is the Netherworld region, the area that has like a yellowish tint. If we go through, this area has a bluish tint, and this is the living world. So in the living world, we have a few people we can talk to here. So we have this girl. She basically dropped off her son, my grandson.
To help you on your journey. Make good use of him. Now I am needed back.
She basically says, here, take my grandson. He's troublesome. He can be good for you. He's going to be a nice merchant here. So he's going to constantly sell you stuff throughout your journey, and his stuff will always be the highest level too. So it's pretty cool if you go through a level and you're like, oh, I didn't really pick up that much stuff. Well, no problem. Imperial Soldier Spear, this is now going to be 134 compared to our 118. Now, I will be keeping the Soul Piercer Spear just because, you know, of Phantom Judgment is very good, and it's worth the slight decrease in damage there. But if you ever just want to get the highest equipment level available, he will always sell the highest equipment, and he constantly refreshes his shop. As the game goes on, he will get the current gear that you're using and everything. So his shop's very useful. He also sells a few other extra things too. He always sells some Assassin's Elixirs, Transmutation Shards for the Blacksmith, and Transmutation Mists. We'll be using those later on. Yeah, just a very basic shop, but also very handy to have. Other than that, though, this realm is the same exact as the Dead Realm, except for it has this over here. And I will explain that later on in another episode, because we're not going to use what's over there right now. Also, too, if you pre-order the game, you can get all your pre-order stuff here, or deluxe order, whatever. That is where you collect all that stuff. So make sure and always collect that. But we're going to go back into the realm of the dead here. We're going to talk to Daphrona.
Souls meant for...
And I'm going to go ahead and unleash
Now you're
Soulstones.
strong enough. Tell me,
We're going to up our health
desire
again.
to gain from this, you require more Soulstones to unlock more...
And we're going to go into Enter Training Grounds. Now, I want to talk about the training grounds. I want to show you why these are so useful, because this game is very hard. This is a game that takes a lot of skill and practice, and that's not always showed, you know, in these episodes. So the cool thing about the training grounds is you can go in here, test out combos, see what damage numbers are, but that's not the coolest part of this. So let's say you're struggling on Viper. Well, guess what? You can use the training grounds here. So hold down LB and press the menu, and that will open up the training grounds options. So you can select training opponents in here. You cannot select bosses, though. I wish you could. Sadly, you can't. But the cool thing is, in every level, there's always an enemy that has a similar moveset to a boss. Every level is the same way. So, with that said, you could go to the Dragonkin, and this dude right here, the Double-Edged Butcher, he's the one closest to Viper. So let's say you're struggling with Viper. Well, I'm going to select him as my training partner. I'm going to select him to be offensive, and I'm going to say auto recovery is enabled. And then I'm going to say start training. So he's going to spawn in, and I can't die in here. So I can practice this moveset. He does the same thing as Viper's first set. So I can learn his moveset exactly. So this is the same exact as Viper. So I would recommend, if you're struggling with Viper, practice this. Get those first ones right until you can really punish this dude. And then you can learn when to attack, when you can't. Because this game is all about practice. So just something that could be very useful for you for your journey. Because once you get good at taking him out, then you can imagine how easy the Viper fight will be. A lot of people aren't utilizing this either. I mean, I used this so many times in my Let's Play when I was struggling. Because this really teaches you how to fight better, how to attack, how to block, how to learn the timing of the game. It's very useful. And this dude has almost every moveset that first phase Viper does. And you can even break his horn there too. So definitely utilize the training ground. It's going to be very beneficial to you. But yeah, you can use, so just to show you too the power of this, you can select, you know, let's say you're struggling with those undead enemies that have the giant sword. Well, there they are. You can put in the renowned warrior Shadow, and you can start him. You can turn that and enter him in the training. Any enemy you run into in the wild, you can do this with. So you can practice them and get really good at taking these things out. You can learn their movesets. Because you can't die in here. There's no punishment for dying in this room, so if you do die, there's no problem about that. But yeah, practice honestly makes perfect, and especially for this game. That is such a skill-based game. To get out of here, you just do exit training grounds. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, though, because a lot of people I don't feel are utilizing that, and that is such a beneficial thing you can be doing. Other than that, though, we got a few other things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Daphrona's Codex a little bit. So Daphrona's Codex is like little side quests that you can do. As you see when you're going through here, if you hover over some of these, right here it says bonus training. So for a wild bear, if you defeat a wild bear without using a recovery consumable, you get a fire enhancer. So it's pretty cool that you can do these little side quests, fire resistance parchment. Some of these side quests are really good too. Like the rewards are really, really good, especially later on. You can get some really OP stuff. So always check out your like Daphrona's Codex. They're just little mini side quest things that you can knock out along your journey. Like right here, we knocked this one out already. So we got the Ring of Sealed Fire. We defeated a renowned Shadow Warrior without taking damage. So right there, Ring of Sealed Fire, we can acquire that. So just little things in there, little cool side quests. Let's see here. We can have a skill. We have a point. Let's put that into something in here. We haven't unlocked level 10 yet. Can we level real quick? Let's get a level. I think we should be able to unlock level 10 pretty soon. And then we'll be able to get Moonlight. Or not Moonlight, Full Moon. Full Moon is definitely good to have. So let's see here. Let's continue to up proficiency. And then skill tree, and still not level, still no level 10 in there. We're at level 8. So yeah, we're a little bit behind my walkthrough prep, but not a big deal. We'll get there. For now, we can just put that in, let's see here. We can just put that in this one, in the decreased stamina cost of dodging. Cool thing is too, you can always press Y and take these out. So let's say you're in a mission, you want to reallocate to something else, just tap Y, and you can easily put it somewhere else. So these are very easy to adjust on the fly at any time. You don't need to be at a nexus to do that, which is really cool. But that's going to wrap this episode up. We have nothing else to do. We took out Viper. Next episode, we will be heading to the next region, which will be the Prow Village. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you're struggling with Viper, highly recommend using training grounds till you can proficiently take out those Dragonkin soldiers like that. And once you're good enough to take him out real good, then go fight Viper. You can always transfer back and forth too from any crevices too. So if you wanted to come back here before the Viper boss fight, you know, you can do that, and then you can always just click right back in, go right back out. So teleportation is a very, very easy thing to do in this game. But anyway, guys, though, that wraps us up, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned. Much more coming soon.